Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
We're back with another top five, the last top five comics of the week for 2022.
Of the week.
For the year.
Of the year.
Yeah.
I'm back after my sickness.
Yeah.
It definitely couldn't do it last week.
On my shoulders last week.
Those big,
really
big, strong, manly shoulders.
It's so difficult doing this by myself. It was hard.
I can imagine. I haven't had to do it, but I'm pretty sure.
When, my wife was sitting right next to me, just trying not to laugh at me.
As you're trying to play off of nothing.
Yeah. But we do have some. It was hard picking five this week, in a good way. I know last week I said, "Oh, it's end of the year. It's usually a pretty skimpy week," but this week we have some really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong showing for the last week of the year. That's for sure.
Absolutely, and a very diverse week. A very different group of books. So, starting us off is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 15. Now, this one I'm really excited for. I've been waiting for this final issue to come out. This is the final issue. The synopsis reads, Time. Time is something different to the gods, something that both exists to the man, doesn't. In the thrilling sci-fi finale, new revelations arise about the harvesting of God Crystal and its connection to the fabric of the temporal universe. Discover the final mysteries of this mind-bending series and the ultimate cosmic choices that will question the very nature of free will itself. So, this is a book, I read the first volume of it, so I think it was issue 5 or 6. And then I thought it was going to be an ongoing, and then I found out that it was wrapping up at issue 15. So I decided to just wait for the rest of it to come out, and then I'm just going to restart it and read it from start to finish. This is one I enjoyed. It's Al Ewing.
Yeah.
It's a really different take on just sci-fi. They go and find these dead gods out in space and then mine them for minerals.
Yeah, I read the first 2 issues, and then I don't know why I fell off. Especially with Al Ewing. I mean, he's always great, and the covers have always been so good.
Yeah,
just the A covers. I love them.
They've won awards.
Yeah,
for their typography. It's really impressive.
How so this one
you can get out of this just from the white and the texture of the text.
Right. But this is definitely one I'm gonna, now that it's over, I'm gonna binge the rest of it. And now that I'm caught up, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So we can talk about that at the end. But Murphy and I did a lot of reading. Murphy did way more than I did. But
I did a lot of reading.
we both did some major catch up over the holiday break. But before we do that, let's go to number 4. We got Action Comics 1050.
1050.
A new era
so this one's
rises.
Right. This is called Project Blackout. So the Dark Crisis is over and a new dawn shines on the DCU. In the wake of cataclysmic battles with Mongol, Henry Bendix, and Pariah's Dark Army, Kal-El is back on Earth and here to stay. And the people of our planet are ready to look up and away into a brighter tomorrow. Well, most of the people. Clark Kent's reunion with Lois and his son, John Kent, proves fleeting when strikes the ultimate attack from Superman's greatest adversary, Lex Luthor. But this time, something is different. Luthor has stolen something from Clark's life, something so important that it will change the very planet itself. If you think you've seen the biggest battle between Superman and Lex Luthor, think again. This clash will rock the course of their lives forever, and it's only the beginning. 2 years worth of Superman stories come to a head in this oversized anniversary issue with all-star talent that launches Superman and the DCU into an exciting new era.
So something's going to happen.
Well, so they've very openly talked about it.
Okay.
This is the return of Clark Kent as the alter ego. So, Kal-El had come out and said, I'm, Superman, I am Clark Kent. and it was a huge thing. That was like one of Bendis's
Right.
first things he did when he got to DC. Um, and so for the last 2 years, 2 3 years, um, Superman has been openly there. John Kent is known.
Yeah.
That
By
he
name.
it's
Yeah.
known that he is Superman. So that's going to play a big role, obviously. Uh, Thankfully, Superman's back on Earth though, because I was starting to get really confused. Like I didn't really put together that he was gone,
Right.
and then I realized that he is gone. Like so, then like Dark Crisis is happening,
Yep.
while like right after Future State and all this other stuff, and I was like, wait a minute.
Timelines in DC are hard right now.
I'm like, wait a minute, where is this happening?
Yeah.
But so, Action Comics has tried to fix up some Pariah stuff. The Kal-El Superman Returns, or yeah, it was Superman Kal-El Returns #1, the one shot
Yeah.
was really cool. Him going and like checking in on everybody,
Right.
him and Batman having their little reunion, so on and so on. It was cool. So I'm excited to see the next, step. They are always talking about a new era,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah. A new era. I was like, I feel like we started a new era with Superman like last year.
right? I mean, yeah, it seems
I
like it.
always take new era with Superman with a grain of salt, but like undoing Bendis stuff and giving him his secret identity back is a big deal.
Yeah,
It really
and I
changes
mean
what writers can do and stories that'll be told.
right, the creators on it are pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a whole cast.
yeah, and it's not just the artists either. It's
Got Nick Dragotta in there.
writers, Nick Dragotta. Looks like 3 writers, 3 artists. And then a whole slew of variants.
Oh yeah, way too many variants.
Way too many to even start talking about. But I'm definitely excited to see where this goes, and I'll probably actually be picking up Action Comics moving forward,
Nice.
at least for a little bit.
The Alex Ross variant, the homage.
I will. Yeah, dude, the Alex Ross variant's been killing it. Like he's so good in general, but like
Oh sure.
a lot of the ones recently, I feel like good. I like the Jim Lee, the cardstock one with Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
But all right, well, that'll move us on to number 3, though, which is going to be The Nice House on the Lake, number 12.
The cataclysmic conclusion to the Eisner Award-winning horror hit is here at last. And to say anything more would ruin the only finale more shocking than the end of the world itself. No one is safe and everything can change in an instant. So I'm on issue like 6 or 7 of this series. It's wild. It gets weird. It's a difficult read just because there are in typical type. Yeah. So one, it's not one of those you can just like read a page and then you're just like, yeah, I understand what happened on this page. You're like,
yeah,
wait, hold on, what? And then sometimes you turn the page and it's literally just all text, like small, like 11-point font, just entire page text. Usually like you're reading someone's phone or whatever or something, but I'm really enjoying the story. It's just again very similar to We Only Find Them When They're Dead. This is something that I knew was ending at 12, so I was kind of waiting for it just to finish, but because it's tiny and I wanted to dip my toes and at least get a taste of it, so that got me into about issue 6.
I mean, and we've talked about it, like the difference between you and me, where like I enjoy keeping up weekly, whereas you like, binging more.
Yeah.
Reading a full arc and things like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like series like this, especially ones by like a writer like Tynion, like you gotta put your whole head in the game
Yeah, yeah.
for his like
You have to be in
I
the
swear
tiny mood.
my like little catch up I had 6 issues of Department of Truth all in a row. And I was like, oh this I was like, I know that I need to like go
How
like
many
take a
drinks did you
smoke
have after
break,
that? Yeah.
get a beer, like I gotta like really get ready.
Yeah.
Like I was like I had TV on in the background, I was like, nope, done. So yeah, it's I mean, this from what I've heard, because I haven't kept up with this one, it's definitely gonna be worth catching up on now that it's done
Yeah. Yeah.
and when you can really like put your, whole focus into it.
Absolutely. Cool. Moving on to our number 2, we got Timeless, number 1.
So a shocking look at the Marvel universe to come in 2023. The last battle of Kang the Conqueror, tyrant of the timeline, master of endless legions, warrior and conqueror without compare. Kang is in search of the one thing he cannot have, but he is not the only one after the missing moment, and Kang soon finds himself in a new position. Oh, I just got screwed over by the ads. On the run across the events of the Marvel Universe's future. Alright, so this one, clearly we got Quantumania coming up in February.
Mhm.
So it is Kang's time. I think that all the stuff they're going to put out for Kang in the comics is going to be worth it. But especially this, like Timeless Zero had
Mhm.
set up quite a bit of stuff. And I think this year it's going to kind of like come to full fruition. Especially, I mean, Kang's been messing around. Okay, Kang's been out there doing stuff. As the movies have clearly set him up.
Oh, sure.
Like that, the comics have done it. Like down to he's in Venom. Venom's like doing his own time traveling right now.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, he just ends up on Kang's ship, and Kang excuses himself at one point to go make like shady deals in the next room by saying he's got to use the little Conqueror's room, and I was really about that. Resonated with me. like I guess every bathroom trip can be a conquest of its own. Like it was worth
Sure.
it. But no, this one it seems like just a lot of spec, and I mean,
Yeah.
as much as we say, DC's always talking about the next era. Marvel's now
Marvel's.
doing this.
This
Yeah,
week's
and
new era.
Marvel's new era is just every year though.
Mhm.
Like what, like 3
I mean,
years ago was the
yeah.
Masked Raider.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be a bad guy. They're gonna do some sweet stuff for the year.
Yeah.
But I think especially with Kang being so prominent in the pop culture of it all with Quantumania coming
Yeah,
out,
why not do it
I,
now?
I think this one's definitely going to be a good one to pick up and see what happens. Also, I'm just about Kang. Like, I'd say Kang is one of my favorite villains.
I honestly, like, a lot of people say that and they like Kang. I don't get it. He's not for me.
It's just
I don't
it's
think there's
hard. I
I
think back to the Rick Remender Uncanny Avengers
sure. I
line
don't think
from a
there's
few
any
years
like
ago.
real like big bad Marvel villains that like I don't know. None of them really do it for me.
Really?
No. Like Thanos,
Huh?
boring.
That
Ultron,
that's kind of fair
boring.
for me. I wait,
Wait,
who?
Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
What
all the
about
like
Doom?
boring. He's at the top of that list. He's at
I
the
was,
top.
uh,
If I had to,
like,
yeah, wait, no.
there's
Yeah.
depth. There's
Okay,
depth there,
yeah.
and
No,
there's
but
there's depth with Kang too.
sure, I'm not saying there's not depth. I'm just saying it's not for me.
It just doesn't do it for you. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. But
Like
no,
I'll
I
take a
always like,
I'll take a Lex Luthor story, but I won't
yeah,
take a oh, what was it? When Superman was fighting, it was like when we started getting into comics. I don't even remember their names. Like there's just the big bad. Like, it's the DC too. Like whenever it's like a Justice League or an Avengers level, like save the
Yeah.
world. I don't know. It's not.
Well, I mean, look at me. My favorite, um, like our favorites are Spider-Man and Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, they're big threats, but like more to the city.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
but no, I've always liked
Not
Kang.
like
I think
saving
that
universes or destroying universes.
right. And I
That's
think
the
I mean
problem. Like I don't. What?
I think the way that Kang has been shaped over the years, like from just time traveler to you know could be Franklin Richard, like
Yeah.
whether he's like Doom's dad or son, like it's gotten so convoluted in the timelines that it makes his character to me more fun because of the fact that he's just all over the place.
That's
Like the dude just literally abuses time to the point where no one even knows. Like he conquers it. Yeah, he has gone so far as to just no one even knows what where he is, when he's from, anything.
fair.
But also just I mean he's an asshole. And and I'm about it. But no, for real, Rick Remender's Uncanny Avengers from like I'd say what was that 2015 or something like that. Oh, I loved it.
Send me where I can find that on
Yeah, I'll send it
Marvel
in
Unlimited.
Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean it starts. It's like
Like, do
it's
you think
a
you
Red
have the
Skull
affinity for Kang
story.
if you hadn't read that?
No, that definitely
Okay.
cemented it more for me. It's
Alright.
just a crazy story,
So then I'll
dealing with
read
some
it and
apocalypse
we'll circle
stuff
back
too.
and
It was
see if
good.
my opinion has changed.
Probably not. You're a little set in your ways. I bet you're like me.
Yeah, yeah. But
All
cool.
right, well that
Moving
takes
on
us
to
on
our
to number one.
very exciting Book of
Very
Slaughter.
exciting.
Number 1, the future of the Slaughterverse is laid bare and by Something's Killing the Children and House of Slaughter creators James Tynion IV and Werther Dell'Edera. In the first Something's Killing the Children one-shot special. From the sidelines to the spotlight, Book of Slaughter follows the White Mask Maxine Slaughter. But will her loyalties remain where they are, or will she show her true colors? In addition to being a precursor to the upcoming chapters in both series, this special issue features a sizable guidebook that delves into the deep lore of the Order of St. George.
Yeah, Boom hit us with a $9.99 book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
this came out and I was doing my
64 pages?
Yeah. I was doing my weekly pre-order for my books and I saw this was coming. And I quickly like clicked all the variants. And then I saw the price of
Each
the
one.
cover and I was like unselect.
Unselect.
I think I picked up 2 of them. I had picked up the A and
see, this is one
and the
I
E cover.
I've like very rarely picked up
The reveal variant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I very rarely have picked up variants for either Something Is Killing the Children or House of Slaughter. That reveal variant is sweet though.
Yeah. I have some early number Something's Killing the Children variants though. Like 1 in 50s, 1 in 25s. And they are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like the black and white ones, the blood splatter ones.
Dude, this book is just gonna be so sweet. Like,
yeah,
I love how far they've taken this world.
Yeah. So this is the one that I mainly. So I caught up on Noctera, and then I caught up on this. I am in volume 5, so I think I'm at around issue like 20. I think I'm just about to start it. I finished 22 last night. 26 just came out. I think I just bagged and I got caught.
Yeah, 22 just came, or 26 came out last week.
Yeah. So it's just such a cool world and such. That's what I'm really excited
Dude,
about with this book is that like not only do we get like a Maxine Slaughter story, which a character I'm now very interested in, like how did she become so jaded?
she
But
really, truly, she
yeah,
is like.
yeah, like how is yeah, and just deep lore of like maybe we find out the beginnings of Order of St. George because it says delves into the deep lore. So
Yeah, so it has to be stuff
you'd think,
about the, you know, Grand Dragon, stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I've loved Something That's Killing the Children. Like, I've loved it since I started reading it, but I think recently it's really caught its stride.
oh sure.
Um,
I think
and it's going to places that I didn't originally think it would.
yeah, I think it kind of slowed down while I was going through, not slowed down, but took a turn when it
Mm,
started doing the Erica Slaughter origin story.
yeah,
But that was so necessary and improves the character so much.
I think they did a good job at timing that out with the release of House of Slaughter,
Yeah.
just because of the fact that then we got Erica's origin and Aaron's origin right after, like, we met him, basically.
Right. So that's the next one I
You
need to
know,
catch up
House of Slaughter, I highly recommend. Like, I definitely don't. It's not Something Is Killing the Children,
on. Sure. Yeah, yeah.
um,
It's different.
but it, especially for enjoying the universe in general, House of Slaughter is sweet. Um, like the first arc is literally just Aaron, like his backstory, and then another dude who actually is a white mask, but he comes from a different house.
White Master
So
crazies.
you kind of learn about the difference between the houses too, because they're not boys.
Right. And it was
Like
super
they
cool.
all exist together,
Right. Right.
but like they don't agree
Right. Right.
like about how to do it.
Right.
Um, and then the second arc is all about the Scarlet Masks, and they seem kind of just rude. Like if
Yeah.
I'm being honest, so
Yeah.
far Scarlet Masks least favorite of the
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Like
For
I'd say Black Masks have to be the most badass.
sure. And then I'd say blue. Blue or green.
Blue, yeah, because you
Because
got to
green, you're
train.
fighting dragons.
Yeah, but
You
don't
know,
they
and
get like a general rest these days? Aren't there like way less dragons?
yeah. So there aren't that many green.
Yeah, I mean White Masks are sweet
No. They're a bunch of
ish.
pansies. They're a bunch of pansies.
I don't know. I feel like they do some crazy stuff though.
No,
You
they do.
know,
They do.
but they're rude. They're
Yeah.
pretentious.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just pretentious. Um, but I like a team mentality.
Sure. Yeah, and I get it. And I really like how there's like a different archetype to
Yeah,
each of the
but
masks.
Scarlet Masks, man, they're rude to each other,
Well, they're the
like
ones
themselves.
they're
Like,
the ones that like make people's bed and cook the food.
yeah, they're the
They're the
housekeepers and like
housekeepers, the lore keepers,
they're the records keepers. Yeah, but like they got some clicky stuff going on in that house.
yeah.
Like
Sure.
more so though than the other mask types, in my
For
opinion.
sure.
But no, I'm super excited for this, and especially if it's going to have this guidebook attached to it. Um,
Exciting.
that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
We'll probably meet like 3 new characters. Over under 3 on new characters.
Define like main characters that like we're gonna see again, or just like
I'd
people that
say
we've
I
seen? Because easily over three.
That's actually, yeah. I'd say over under 3 characters who become more prevalent.
I'd say three. Right on
You'd
the
say
money.
3. All right.
Not above or below
All right.
three. Not because there's
Okay,
three
we'll see.
faces in the first cover, but I
Well,
think
no, because one of those is definitely what Jessica. One's Maxine.
yeah,
The front one's new because
yeah,
she's not one of those creepy blonde ones that
right.
hunt
Yeah,
together.
the right one looks like Maxine. Left one looks like Jessica. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
One of
So, well, at least one new one. If they got a stranger on the cover,
yeah.
front
Well, I
and
was
center,
looking at
one new one.
variants and stuff, and it's really just her.
Oh, that
Oh,
might be
the
safe at
Erica
this
one.
under. Yeah.
The tiny. Oh, it's a Tiny Onion exclusive variant.
Oh yeah, you can get that.
I'll have to take a look and see if I can grab that. But anything else before we wrap up? Before
No,
we say goodbye for a year and not do another one of these until 2023?
2023. Where I really have to get my comics habit under control.
maybe we can do a video discussion of us pruning your pull list. So put down your pull list, and then we'll prune it to a number that you want it to be.
Guys, it was so bad
We'll make it like a
that
playlist video.
Tommy's wife looked at how many I picked up for 1 week. She goes, that was 1 week? And I was like, ooh.
It was a big week.
It was a big week. Like, especially, I'm a sucker for dark web right now. I'm about it. I'll take a Spider-Man special.
Yeah.
I always tell you guys not to do events.
There was a trade in there that wasn't supposed to be in there, and
True. That was it.
Yeah.
Well, then I picked up the one Gold Goblin variant, but still, like, it was a lot. And then the fact that Jillian threw that shade at me on the way out the door, I was like, oh yeah, no, it's time to clear house a little bit.
yeah. So I ordered a little bit of side note. I ordered 4 more of those BCW plastic bins because I am needing a new row to fit, and I am quickly realizing that that's really all the space I can allot my comic collection in the house. So I'm trying to decide what to do, and what I think I might do is just switch to picking up variants instead of just like picking up every book, and then like books I want to read, pick up and trade, and then going back and picking up some like old school bronze keys when it comes to like stuff. Because especially right now, like prices are dropping. Like if there are some old keys, like first appearance stuff that you're looking for, now might be a time. If you like have it in your head that a book is worth something, go take a look. It might be lower. Like if you haven't taken a look at how much these books are going for in like 2 years, I was really surprised by a couple and ordered a couple. But
in all honesty, though, like when it comes to like running out of space, because like, for instance, I don't have as much as you, but I'm taking up a good bit of space, and I'll end up hitting that point pretty soon, probably, where like at the rate I'm picking up, probably pretty soon.
That's kind of the thing where I want to decrease the rate so that I can continue going with the books I really care about, if that makes sense.
But in reality, I am also open to selling off. Like, especially when I have, such a comprehensive list.
Right.
And, like, I have a good organization on everything. I'm not opposed to taking what I want and condensing down. Like, obviously, I'm not going to get rid of all the Spider-Man books that I want, But, like, I have runs of the Avengers or Justice League or things like that really aren't that special to me, but that I did read and I enjoyed, that I could sell to, take a long box for, $20, something like that. Just to clear out space, free up a long box, and then, keep on going.
One of my ideas is with TCG Player now selling comics, I might start putting some of my stuff up there. 2023 starting, John and I are going to be starting. Well, we have the store account set up already for TCG Player. It's just not active, and we were going to be putting some cards up there. So maybe we'll put up some comics as well. Give that a shot. Then we can report back on what it's like to sell comics on TCG Player. Is it awesome? Is it awful? We'll find out with some books we really care about.
We've talked about that before, doing that one specifically, but like, I mean, now with the new regulations around paying taxes, that's no longer like, it went from 10 grand to 600. $600.
Well, we are a business, so
So that'll be different. But like me, for instance, like I sold one comic last year, and now I have to, you know, report
yeah,
all this stuff, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to.
yeah.
Like,
Well, no, that it is. I mean, yeah, that's good to bring up and a good thing to know. Like, if you are selling comics, if you're selling over 600, you got to report it now. So,
yeah,
which it's
make sure
pretty easy to do.
I literally got an email telling me to wait until I get my like paperwork from the comics I sold before I file my taxes. I'm like, I want to do it right now. It's,
Yeah, that's funny.
but
Cool.
all right,
Anything
well, we
else
got anything else for this
before?
week?
Nope, that's it for the
No.
year.
All right, well, happy 2022. Happy New Year, everybody.
Hope you had a nice
And
Christmas
yeah,
or holiday, however
Christmas.
you celebrated.
Yeah,
And until
we're
next
about
year.
all kinds here at Tommy's Top Shelf. We're about it all.
Well, until next year, we will catch you guys later.
See ya.